So, you're considering going to Capri, huh? Well, it's not all sunbathing and gelato, though there is a lot of that. Ah, Capri. The name alone conjures images of sun-drenched beaches, picturesque cliffs, and crystal-clear waters. But let's be honest here, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Or should I say, sunshine and limoncello. Now, don't get me wrong, Capri is beautiful, breathtaking even. But it's also known as the land of unfortunate sunburns, questionable tan lines, and the never-ending quest for that perfect beach photo. You know the one I'm talking about, wind in your hair, sun glistening off the water, and not a single other tourist in sight. Good luck with that. And let's not forget about our feathery friends, the seagulls. Picture this. You're sitting at a lovely outdoor cafe, about to take a bite of your delicious panini, when whoosh, a seagull swoops in and steals your lunch. Yes, the seagulls in Capri are not just your average birds. They're panini-pinching, gelato-grabbing, food-snatching bandits. Of course, we also have to discuss the crowds. Capri, being the popular tourist destination that it is, draws in people from all over the world. And by people, I mean throngs of tourists clad in matching Hawaiian shirts and armed with selfie sticks. So if you're looking for a quiet, secluded island getaway, well, you might want to reconsider. But hey, it's not all bad. There's a certain charm to the chaotic beauty of Capri. Between the stunning landscapes, the delicious food, and the occasional seagull attack, you're bound to have a memorable experience. So if you're ready to fight off seagulls for your panini, let's dive into the real Capri. First things first, if you're visiting Capri, sunscreen is your new best friend. Forget your significant other, sunscreen will never let you down, unless you forget to reapply. Now, let's chat about the sun and weather in Capri. It's like the sun has a VIP membership here. It's always on the guest list and it's always the life of the party. But oh, how tourists underestimate the strength of the Italian sun. It's as if the sun has a personal vendetta against tourists, especially those who think a tiny dollop of SPF 15 will save them. And then there's the classic "I'm on vacation, I don't need sunscreen" mentality. Spoiler alert, folks. The sun doesn't take a vacation. It's a workaholic. And its favorite hobby is turning tourists into tomatoes. But don't worry, there's a simple solution. It's called sunscreen, and reapplying, and then reapplying again, and maybe once more for good measure. Because the only thing worse than an unfortunate sunburn is a dehydrated sunburn. Ah, hydration. It's like the unsung hero of any vacation. But here in Capri, it's even more important. Because you know what doesn't mix well with sunburns? Wine. Yes, the wine here is divine, but too much vino under the glaring sun can turn a fun beach day into a not-so-fun next day. Imagine, if you will, a tourist after a day of sun and wine. They're redder than a ripe tomato, and they're feeling the effects of one too many glasses of Chianti. It's a sight to behold and a lesson to be learned. So, when you're in Capri, remember to respect the sun, hydrate like a champion, and maybe save the wine for when the sun has clocked out for the day. Trust me, your skin and your head will thank you. Remember, folks, lobster red is not the Italian fashion statement you want to make. Capri, the land where carbs come to party. If you're on a diet, well, good luck. Now, when you think of Italy, what's the first thing that comes to mind? If you're like most people, it's probably the food. And let me tell you, Capri does not disappoint in this department. From the moment you step off the ferry, your senses are assaulted by the tantalizing aromas of freshly baked pizza and simmering tomato sauce. The air is thick with the scent of garlic and basil, and it's enough to make your stomach rumble in anticipation. If you thought you knew pizza, think again. The pizza in Capri is a work of art, a symphony of flavors that dances on your tongue. The crust is thin and crisp, the toppings fresh and bursting with flavor. And let's not even get started on the cheese. It's the kind of food that makes you close your eyes in bliss, and then reach for another slice. But it's not just about the pizza. The pasta is equally divine, cooked to perfection and served with sauces that are rich, creamy, and utterly delicious. Whether you're a fan of the classic spaghetti bolognese or prefer a seafood linguine, there's a dish to suit every palate. And then there's the gelato, a sweet treat that's the perfect way to cool down on a hot Capri day. It's smooth, creamy, and comes in a rainbow of flavors, from classic vanilla to exotic fruits. One scoop is never enough, and before you know it, you're back in line for more. But don't be fooled. Capri isn't just about carbs and sugar. The seafood here is some of the best in the world, caught fresh each day and served in a variety of mouth-watering dishes. From grilled octopus to seafood risotto, it's a seafood lover's paradise. So, the next time someone tells you that you can't eat well on vacation, just laugh. Because in Capri, the food is more than just sustenance. It's an experience, a journey of flavors that's worth every extra gym session when you get home. So, if you're ready to eat your body weight in pasta, Capri is the place to be. Now, let's talk about tourist traps. Yes, they're everywhere. Yes, you'll probably fall for one. And yes, it'll make a great story. Indeed, Capri is a paradise, but like any paradise, it has its share of serpents. Let's start with the good. You've got your picturesque piazzas, your charming cobbled streets, and let's not forget the Blue Grotto. It's a magical sea cave that glows with an ethereal blue light. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? But here's the catch. The entrance is about 1 meter high, so you'll have to lay flat on your back in a tiny rowboat. Quite an adventure, huh? Now, moving on to the bad, the souvenir shops? Oh, those cunning little souvenir shops. They're like a siren song, luring you in with promises of unique, handcrafted mementos. Next thing you know, you're walking out with a 5-foot statue of a Roman gladiator. And it's not even made in Italy. And then we've got the ugly. Picture this. You're walking down the street, minding your own business, when suddenly you're ambushed by a group of overly enthusiastic street artists. Before you know it, you're sitting on a stool with a beret on your head, holding a pigeon, while a man paints your caricature. And then, you're presented with a bill that could cover a week's worth of espresso. But here's the thing. These tourist traps, they're part of the journey. They're the unexpected detours that make the trip memorable. So how do you avoid them? Well, you can't. Not entirely. But you can be aware, be smart, and always negotiate. And even if you do fall into a trap, it's not the end of the world. You'll have a funny story to tell, a unique souvenir to show off, and a memory to cherish. Because at the end of the day, you're in Capri. You're on an adventure. Remember, the only bad decision in Capri is not having another scoop of gelato. So, after all that, should you still visit Capri? Well, if you love food, sun, beautiful views, and aren't afraid of a little sunburn, absolutely. Now let's recap, shall we? Capri, a tiny island off the coast of Italy, is a sun lover's paradise. But remember, it's also the land of unfortunate sunburns, so pack your sunblock, your hat, your shades, and maybe even a portable shade, just to be on the safe side. Food-wise, Capri is much more than just pizza. Sure, the pizza is fantastic, but so is the seafood, the pasta, and the gelato. And don't get me started on the limoncello. If you're a foodie, Capri is your culinary playground. Be ready to eat your weight in carbs and then some. But like any good adventure, visiting Capri isn't all sunshine and cannoli. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, the breathtaking views, the crystal clear waters, the rugged cliffs. The bad, the crowds, especially in peak season. And the ugly, the steep prices. But hey, every rose has its thorn, right? Capri is a place of contrast, of beauty and challenge. It's a place where you'll climb steep hills and descend into deep blue grottos. It's a place where you'll dine on the finest seafood while watching the sun set over the Mediterranean. It's a place where you'll get a sunburn, but also where you'll make memories that will last a lifetime. Capri is not for the faint-hearted. It's for those who love adventure, who love beauty, who love food, and who love the sun. It's for those who are willing to brave the crowds, to climb the cliffs, to dive into the deep blue sea. So there you have it, folks. Capri, the island of beauty, sunburn, and carbs. What more could you want?